What's happening, everybody? Furious Pete, Furious Talks, and today we're going to talk about wrist wraps and lifting straps. Now, I posted a picture that I was releasing lifting straps and wrist wraps today. Sorry, it's a little bit of a tongue twister. And I'm not making this video just because I released product today. I'm doing this video because I had questions in regards to what do wrist wraps do? What do lifting straps do? And to my knowledge, I always thought this was obvious because I guess I've been in the fitness industry for a while, and so I've used these things all the time and they're just second nature. And so I guess I wanted to go over what each one does. So we'll start off with the basics, which is the lifting strap. If you don't know what these are, then you probably are a noob in the industry. No offense, that's still fine, or just into fitness, new into fitness. What these things are is to help you lift heavier when your grip weakens. So if your grip is not powerful, if it's not strong, then these straps can help you lift something a lot heavier than what your grip can actually withstand. Does that say right? Yeah, that sounded right. That's good. So let's say you're doing a deadlift, right? And you're pulling that bar, and the thing that gives up before any of your other muscles is often your grip. Now, what can replace that? Now, I've been a very big, I use chalk a lot, and I think that straps have their place, and I think chalk has its place. I prefer to use chalk to strengthen my grip. However, even if my grip is strong, which I think it's strong because I can do deadlifts at 600 pounds with no straps, but if I wanted to do multiple numbers, if I was doing a strenuous workout along with those deadlifts and my forearms along with my actual grip in my hand started to weaken up or started to get clammy or started to get tired, or I can't use chalk in the goddamn gym, which some gyms don't allow, something that you can't do anything about. You can't just say, okay, fuck you, I'm gonna use chalk anyways in your gym. No, that unfortunately doesn't work. So in those situations, you use lifting straps. There's something that are so small, and compact and easy to take with you that it's really not a problem to take with you. Now, there's a number of lifting straps out there. Different kinds of material. Make sure they are actually threaded properly, that there's a lot of stitching there. I personally like the ones that have padding over here. Reason being is if you go really heavy with weight, pulling down on lat pull downs or doing deadlifts, if you go really heavy and that strap starts digging right into your wrists, you'll see how much of an impact that lifting strap is actually going to make on the imprints on your skin. If you have padding, it just makes the whole situation that much better. You might even be able to do an extra rep just because the pain won't be as extreme. Now you're thinking, oh, it's manly. Well, to be honest, I'd rather not walk around for the next 2 days with marks right here on my hand. That's just me personally. So there's two options, there's straps with padding and then there's straps without padding. So this is with padding. If we focus, will it focus? Will it focus? I think it will, I'm not sure. But anyways, and then, so this strap will simply go like so through this little loop, and then this will go around your hand, and then you're good to go. And then this little piece down here will actually loop around the bar, and then you can grab a bar. I'll do an explanation in another video or actually when I'm actually doing a full-on workout video with these straps. So I am selling them, yes, but that's not why I made this video. If you want to pick one up, there are links in the description below. They got a nice D4L logo. Now, straps aside, let's talk about wraps. Now, this is the question that I got the most. What I've seen lifting straps, but I don't know about wrist wraps. Now, wrist wraps are here to help secure your wrists. If you have been lifting for a while, if you are a seasoned lifter, you will notice that after a while, your wrists are going to start hurting from lifting, especially if you do lifts, for example, you do shoulder presses, and your wrists have to move in a certain way. They have to go to a certain angle. Now, if you put weight on your actual wrist and you are trying to lift as heavy as possible, your wrist will keep going like this and like this and like this. And you will see that after a while, after lifting for many, many moons, that wrist will start to hurt more and more. And for example, in the bodybuilding community, people use a lot of wrist wraps. I've noticed that in CrossFit, they had a lot of tape. They would use a lot of tape. But now I feel like a lot more people are actually using wrist wraps, just because at the end of the day, price-wise, tape is cheaper, but it gets messy, it gets all over the place. Wrist wraps end up, you know, after a couple of rolls, wrist wraps are actually the same price, and these they're more comfortable, more soft. They're not, you don't have glue on your hand afterwards. So how these things work, so let's say I take this wrist wrap right here, right? And I'll put my thumb through this little loop right here, like so, and I'll put it upwards. So I start my wrap right here, not at the bottom, but at the top. Reason being is, well, I'll show you in a second. So I take this and I start wrapping it, and then I'll hold it here. I'll do one solid wrap, and then I'll hold my fingers here with that wrap so that there's a lot of pressure. What we're trying to do is create a lot of pressure around your wrist so that your wrist actually doesn't move that much when you are doing a lift. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap your wrist just like so and like that. Okay? Like that. And now we have this thumb here, right? With that little, I don't know, your thumb placement hole thingy. I don't know what this thing is called. But anyways, this we can just take out like that. And if you had it the other way, if you started it the other way, you would have something annoying right here, just flopping around. That is the reason why you do it like this, or that's at least how I like to do it. So I don't have anything flopping around here, and my grip is free to do whatever. Make sense? I hope it does. So to get a better understanding, I'm going to take another wrist wrap for the other hand, because you use both at the same time. Or actually, I'll show you with this hand how far I can actually stretch back. So I can only go this far back, which is good. How much further do you really need to go with your actual wrist? You can go much further back with weaker wrist wraps. Also, you could go much further without a wrist wrap. See, I can go much further like this. I don't know if you can see the difference, but there is a big difference. And so this basically secures your wrist from experiencing pain, being able to do more reps, and so on. So basically I can, when I'm doing a shoulder press, like so, I simply just have less irritation in my wrist, and I'm able to do more reps. I can already feel in my left wrist just because I am used to using wrist wraps. Wrist wraps actually have a lot of different, well, there's a lot of qualities out there. There's good ones and there's shit ones. I'm not gonna be biased and say, oh, mine are amazing. I have good quality wrist wraps because I wanted to make something that I am going to use. There are lightweight, there are heavyweight, and there were ultra heavyweight wrist wraps. Now, I had the choice of doing different kinds of strengths. I, for example, did heavyweight wrist wraps. I didn't do ultra. Reason being is I tried them out. I tried them for lifting. I used ultra ones, and it was just so damn stiff that it really would only benefit someone that is doing 700, 800, 900 pounds on something, you know, some stupid weight, where you really need beyond secure wrists. This has helped me with all my lifts, and it gives me enough stability in my wrists. So this is basically for most people. If you are lifting, you know, very lightweight, and you don't need that much wrist support, this might give you too much support, because there are a lighter weight. They're just called good support wrist wraps. There are a bunch out there. They cost their part. Generally, the ones that have, well, there are different color schemes out there. I won't get into that right now, but there are different qualities, different lengths, and I feel that length is also important. For example, these are 18 inches. If you go to one that is 12 inches, you won't be able to wrap that wrist enough. Sometimes I feel like the ones that are more like 30 inches, sometimes that's too much wrapping that you just don't need to keep on wrapping, you know? And it also becomes annoying and takes up more room, right? I think that pretty much covers everything. I might have been rambling on too long. I'm not trying to just tell you guys about my new products. I am indirectly, of course, but I just wanted to educate some of you guys on what these products do. So in short, lifting straps help you when you have a shit grip, or you're in a place where your grip has gone because of the workout, or you can't use chalk. So there's 3 points. Wrist wraps. Wrist wraps help you in wrist support. So when your wrists start hurting, use wrist wraps. When you have heavy shoulder presses and just basically lifts where your actual wrists get engaged very heavily, that's when you need wrist wraps. That's when it's gonna help you the most, and that's when you're gonna be able to do more reps, less pain afterwards because your wrist hasn't gone all the way back. It's simply, you know, gone to a certain point that it needs to go to, and you're good to go for the next workout. These little accessories aren't expensive. In the big scheme of things, they last a while, and they're just beneficial for you. So I highly recommend them. If you don't recommend them for some reason, I will argue with you because there are many, many benefits to them. So that is pretty much it. I hope that you guys understand now and learn something. My little tidbit on wrist wraps and lifting straps. That's it. Catch you guys later. Stay sexy. Stay hungry. Wait a minute. We gotta stay dedicated for life as well. I forgot to say that. Damn it. I'm saying it again. Stay dedicated for life, and of course, stay sexy, stay hungry, and get laid. Okay, stop the video. Oh wait, I pressed the record button. Oh, there's the cone head. We're gonna get rid of that cone because the staples are gonna be out, right? Right? Yeah, that's right. You won't be so like that. All right, off to the